The Food Bank of East Alabama had to face new challenges in 2020, and one challenge it didn't plan for.
We thought the big challenge of the year was going to be moving from the old building to the new building. That happened in January. We've had some really challenging times. March, April, and May, we're not really quite sure if we were going to, have to close our doors or just what.
When the COVID-19 pandemic hit East Alabama and caused thousands of people to lose their jobs and many more to become food insecure, the food bank watched what food they had disappear.
I mean, we watched our food supply dwindle more and more and more, and we're just very concerned at that point.
Not only did the food bank watch its supply dwindle, it saw its staff size shrink.
We had volunteers that fell away because they were concerned about their safety. We had staff members that took time off out of concern for their health. So pretty challenging time.
As the food bank felt a sense of worry about its food supply and staff shrinking, others in the community felt the same sense of panic.
In the same way that any of us that went to the grocery store during that time saw that sense of panic, I mean, the empty shelves, how shocking is that? That same sense of panic was taking place at our agency level, and also the people that they were serving were also having that same, enormous concern about, will there be enough food? Will I be able to feed my family?
Despite the worry and panic, the Food Bank of East Alabama was able to navigate the first few months of the pandemic with success, and the organization was able to continue helping families thanks to the help of the community.
Whether that's food support or volunteer hours that are given or financial support. And, we were just incredibly heartwarmed during the time in the early days of the pandemic when we were just really panicking about where we're going to be able to survive. The community has just responded just extraordinarily generously, and we just really honestly couldn't do what we do without the support of the community.
The Food Bank of East Alabama was founded in 1993 and serves people from Randolph County down to Barber County and everywhere in between. It works to supply area agencies and food pantries with the food they need to help community members.
So we're really kind of the middle person in this process, and essentially our job is to gather together the best supply of donated food that we can, and then we make that available to churches and nonprofit organizations that have some kind of outreach to the community in need.
The food bank, however, receives food from a variety of ways.
Obviously, food drives. We also partner with most of the local grocery stores. We go by on a regular basis and pick up product either every day or every other day, bring that back here. But we also get food through the National Food Bank Network, Feeding America. So Feeding America, based in Chicago, more than 200 food banks across the United States. Here in Alabama, there are 8 food banks. So what Feeding America does is to solicit product that then comes down through the network, and we get a certain proportion of that based on the low-income population that we serve. We also get USDA commodity food, what people in the old days used to think of as like milk and butter and cheese, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's the product that the federal government has acquired to help sort of equalize the market in the United States. Then that's made available to schools, to food banks, and so we get a portion of that as well.
Despite having a wide variety of ways to get food, the food bank is still in need.
I'll be real honest, we could at this point use a lot more canned goods. That's something that we just have, we've had a shortage in. We have agencies that are putting together boxes for families for Christmas, and that's something that we tend to be pretty short on.
For Hank, helping the food bank is simple.
This is not, policies and how do you change a whole culture, that is very complicated, but you know what? Feeding a child, that's not complicated at all. That's a matter of getting food out there where it needs to be, reaching those families, supporting our food pantries to the best of our abilities so that they can do what they need to do.